Simi, my daughter, have you caught the eye of any wealthy suitors? The yam harvest is reducing. Simi replied her mother, Mama, I cannot force love. True love will come. Love is for fools, Simi. We need security. Chief Adebayo is interested. He's rich, powerful, and can provide for us all. Simi shakes her head. Mama, I've heard gossips about Chief Adebayo. They are not good though. Simi's word fell on deaf ears. Adebisi's desperation for wealth intensified with each day. In a peaceful village of Adbe, life was simple and everyone knew the importance of hard work. Among the villagers lived Adebisi, a widow with two beautiful daughters, Simi and Pelumi. Simi, the elder daughter, was a humble and hardworking girl. Pelumi, the younger one, was just as loving but a bit more carefree. Adebisi, their mother, had one dream to see her daughters married to rich men because Adebisi is a widow who had endured much hardship. Her husband, a kind and hardworking man, had died years ago, leaving her to raise two daughters, Simi and Pelumi, alone. Simi, the elder daughter, was the epitome of responsibility. She would always wake up early, helping with house chores and tending to the small vegetable garden that sustained them. Pelumi, though equally hardworking, had a free-spirited nature. She loved to sing and dance, bringing joy to those around her. Despite their modest means, the family was bound together by strong relationship. Adebisi often gathered her daughters around the cooking fire in the evening, telling them tales of her youth and imparting wisdom. However, beneath her loving nature lay a burning desire to see her daughters married into wealth and prosperity. She dreamt of leaving behind the struggle of village life, convinced that wealth was the only key to happiness. Every market day, Adebisi would dress her daughters in their finest clothes, hoping to catch the eye of a wealthy suitor. She would remind them, remember my children, a good marriage can change your life. You must be prepared when the opportunity comes. One market day, a luxurious car, unlike anything the villagers had seen, rolled into the square. Who stepped out was Chief Adebayo, a man whose reputation for wealth and influence reflecting in his appearance. He was there on a business trip, but quickly became the center of attraction. Adebisi's eyes gleamed with anticipation. She hurried home, urging Simi and Pelumi to change into their best attire. This is our chance, she said to them. We must seize it. As they approached the market square, Adebisi pushed her daughters forward, their eyes flushed with a mix of excitement and embarrassment. Chief Adebayo, these are my daughters, Simi and Pelumi. She introduced them with a smile. Chief Adebayo's gaze lingered on Pelumi, his eyes lighting up with interest. Your daughters are indeed beautiful, he said, his voice smooth and charming. Adebisi beamed with joy, her heart pounding with hope for the rest of the day. Chief Adebayo lavished attention on Pelumi, showering her with compliments and small gifts. Adebisi watched with satisfaction, convinced that her dreams were finally coming true. That evening, as the family gathered around their humble meal, Adebisi couldn't contain her excitement. Pelumi, this is it. Chief Adebayo is the key to our future. We must do everything to ensure that this match. Pelumi, though flattered by the attention, felt a knot of unease in her. But Mama, We barely know him, she said hesitantly. What if he's not the right man for me? Adebisi waved away her concern. Belumi, opportunity like this don't come often. You must trust me. I only want what is best for you. Simi, sensing her sister's discomfort, tried to offer reassurance. We will be cautious, Belumi, but let's see where this leads. Perhaps Mama is right. That night, as the village settled into a quiet slumber, Belumi lay awake, her mind wandering in thought. She wondered if Chief Adebayo was indeed a man who would change their future, or if her mother's ambition was leading them into unknown danger. The arrival of Chief Adebayo in Adbe was the talk of the villagers for days. His car, gleaming under the sun, was a symbol of life Adebisi had always dreamed of for her daughter. As Chief Adebayo settled in his temporary residence, the villagers couldn't help but be curious about the wealthy stranger. Adebisi was determined to make the most of this opportunity. She spent the following days carefully preparing Simi and Pelumi, emphasizing the importance of making a good impression. We must show him our best, she repeated, her excitement barely contained. Chief Adebayo, meanwhile, was enjoying the attention he received. He strolled through the village, mingling with the locals and learning about their way of life. His charm and generosity quickly won over many, but there was something about him that seemed too good to be true. One evening, Chief Adebayo hosted a small gathering at his residence. He invited several villagers, including Adebisi and her daughters. The event was lavish by village standards, with an aura of exotic food and drinks that dazzled everyone. As the event progressed, Chief Adebayo found himself drawn to Belumi. He showered her with compliments and listened intently as she spoke about her dreams and aspirations. Belumi, though flattered, couldn't shake the feeling of unease. There was a glint in Chief Adebayo's eyes that made her uncomfortable. Adebisi watched the interaction with satisfaction. She was convinced that this was the beginning of a bright future for her family. Belumi, you must be gracious and attentive, she whispered to her daughter. This is our chance. After the gathering, Chief Adebayo paid visit to Adebisi's home. He bought gifts, bag of rice, fabrics, and even small amounts of money. These were just small token for my appreciation, he said with a charming smile. I see great potentials in Pelumi. She's a real gem. Adebisi beamed with pride. Thank you, Chief. We are honored by your generosity. Chief Adebayo's visits became more frequent. He often asked Pelumi to accompany him on walks around the village, during which he would tell her the stories of the city and the luxurious life he could afford. Pelumi listened politely, but remained cautious. She confided in Simi, expressing her concern. Simi, there is something about Chief Adebayo that I can't trust. Pelumi said, he's too soft, too perfect. It doesn't feel right. Simi, though more sensible, shared her sister's reservations. We need to be careful, Pelumi. Just because he has money doesn't mean he's a good man. Despite their misgiving, Adebisi, their mother, was unrelenting. You girls are just overthinking this. Chief Adebayo is our ticket to a better life. We cannot afford to let this opportunity slip away. One night, during another visit, Chief Adebayo asked to speak with Adebisi privately. I would like to formally ask for Elumi's hand in marriage, he said. His tone serious. I can provide her with a life of comfort and security. Adebisi's heart rise in the air. This was the moment she has been waiting for. Chief, it would be an honor. But Pelumi is young and need time to prepare. Can you give us few weeks? Chief Adebayo agreed, but his eyes flashed with impatience. Of course, Mama Pelumi, but please make it soon. That night, Adebisi shared the news with her daughters. Pelumi, Chief Adebayo has proposed. This is a blessing from the gods. Pelumi felt a cold shiver run down her spine. Mama, are you sure this is the right decision? We hardly know him. Their mother dismissed her concern. Pelumi, sometimes we must take risks to achieve great things. Trust me, this is the best decision for our family. Pelumi nodded reluctantly, feeling the weight of her mother's expectations pressing down on her. She looked at Simi, who gave her a reassuring look. Together, they vowed to tread carefully, hoping that their instincts were wrong. And Chief Adebayo was truly the man he appeared to be. The following days, after Chief Adebayo's proposal to the family, Adebisi, filled with excitement and hope, began preparing for Melumi's future. She spent hours sewing new clothes, talking about the grand wedding she envisioned, and making plans to improve their home with the gifts and money Chief Adebayo had given them. However, Melumi's unease grew with each passing day. Despite her mother's reassurance, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She often found herself daydreaming, lost in thought of what her life would become if she married Chief Adebayo. One afternoon, while tending to the vegetable garden with Simi, Pelumi voiced her fear. Simi, I can't go through this. I feel like we are making a terrible mistake. Simi stopped her work and turned to her sister with concern on her face. Understand, Pelumi, but what can we do? Mama is set on this wedding, and Chief Adebayo is a very persuasive man. Pelumi sighed, feeling trapped. There must be a way to find out more about him. We need to know who he really is before it is too late. That evening, Simi and Pelumi decided to visit the village elder, Baba Ayo, who was known for his wisdom and knowledge of people beyond the village. They hoped he could provide some insight into Chief Adebayo's true character. Baba Ayo welcomed them into his hut, his eyes twinkling with curiosity. What brings you young ladies here at this hour? Pelumi explained their predicament, detailing Chief Adebayo's proposal and her growing suspicion. Baba Ayo listened carefully, nodding slowly. Your instincts are wise, Pelumi. It is always good to know the real nature of a man before committing or making any commitment to him. He paused, then continued, I have heard gossips about Chief Adebayo. They say he has dealings in the city that are not entirely honorable. There are rumors of young women who have disappeared after becoming involved with him. Melumi's heart started to pound. What should we do, Babayo? Babayo leaned forward. You must be cautious. Do not rush into this marriage. Gather as much information as you can. Speak to those who might know more about him, and always trust your instincts. The sisters thanked Babayo and left his house, their mind racing. They decided to heed to his advice and investigate further. Simi suggested they visit the city where Chief Adebayo's business dealings were known. The next morning, they made the journey to the city, their hearts filled with determination. They visited markets, shops, and places where people gathered asking district questions about Chief Adebayo. What they discovered was alarming. Several people hinted at his involvement in shady businesses and the mysterious disappearance of young women. Pelumi, shocked and scared, "We have to tell Mama," she said urgently. "She needs to know the truth." When they returned home, they found their mother busy sewing a beautiful dress for Melumi. She looked up, beaming. "You girls are back. How was your day?" Melumi took a deep breath. "Mama, we need to talk. It is about Chief Adebayo." Their mother's smile faded. "What is it, Melumi? What have you found out?" Melumi stepped forward, her voice steady. "We went to the city and asked about Chief Adebayo. The things we heard were disturbing, Mama. People said he's involved in dangerous activities and that young women have disappeared after being with him." Their mother's face turned pale. "Nonsense. Those are just rumors. People are always jealous of the wealthy. Chief Adebayo is our chance at a better life." Elumi shook her head. "Mama, please listen. This is serious. We can't ignore it." Their mother hardened her resolve. "We will proceed with the marriage. I won't let these baseless rumors destroy our future." That night, Elumi couldn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling, feeling more trapped than ever. She knew she had to make a dangerous decision to defy her mother and find a way to escape Chief Adebayo's grasp before it was too late. One night, Pelumi went missing. Pelumi did not return home. Adebisi was worried, but convinced herself that Pelumi was with Chief Adebayo. The next morning, Simi received a call from an unknown number. It was Melumi, crying and begging for help. "He's not who he says he is, oh. He's a ritualist. We have been right all this time, Simi. But he trapped me yesterday. He's going to use me for money ritual." Simi's heart raced. She ran to her mother and told her what Melumi said. Adebisi was shocked, but refused to believe it. "It can't be true. He's a respectable man." But Simi insisted, and together they went to Chief Adebayo's house. When they arrived, the house was quiet. They searched everywhere, but found no sign of Melumi. Desperate, they went to the police and laid a complaint. The police officers listened and decided to investigate. They went to Chief Adebayo's house with Simi and her mother. They searched the whole house thoroughly and found a hidden basement. Inside, they discovered Elumi unconscious and surrounded by strange objects. It was discovered that she had been drugged. Chief Adebayo was nowhere to be seen. Melumi then was rushed to the hospital. Adebisi's heart was heavy with guilt and regret. She has pushed her daughter into the hands of a monster. Days later, the doctor delivered a tragic news. Pelumi died from the drugs administered by Chief Adebayo. Adebisi was devastated. She realized that her greed for wealth had cost her the life of her beloved daughter. Simi too was heartbroken. She blamed her mother. She was so angry. Adebisi spent her days mourning and crying, begging for forgiveness. She often told Simi, "I was blind. Wealth is nothing without happiness and safety." Simi nodded, hoping that their story would serve as a warning to others. The truth about Chief Adebayo's dark deeds came to light. He was found and justice was served. As he faced the consequences of his action, a life for a life. With the support of their fellow villagers and the lessons learned from their ordeal, Simi and her mother embarked on a new journey of empowerment. They established programs to educate young women about the dangers of exploitation and importance of working hard for what you have. Through their efforts, they hoped to prevent others from falling victim at the same fate that had befallen Elumi. Remember, Adebisi's relentless pursuit of wealth and status untimely led to the tragic of her family. The Bible warns against the love of money, stating in First Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." It teaches us to prioritize spiritual wealth and integrity over worldly possession. I hope you learned something today. Let us know where you are watching us from. And thank you for your support by watching, liking, and subscribing. Bye.